lockdown for a further period of 2 weeks with effect from May 4, 2020, after a comprehensive review and in the view of the lockdown measures having led to significant gain in the COVID-19 situation in the country. Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India issued an order under the Disaster Management Act 2005 today to further extend the lockdown for a further period of 2 weeks beyond May 4, 2020. MHA also issued new guidelines to regulate different activities in this period. Based on the risk profiling of the district of the country into red, green, and orange zones, the guidelines have permitted considerable relaxations in the district falling in the green, orange zones. The criteria for identification of district as red, green, and orange zones have been spelled out in details in the letter dated April 30, 2020, issued by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Goal: the green zones will be districts with either zero confirmed cases till date or no confirmed cases in the last 21 days. The classification of districts as red zones will take into account the total number of active cases, doubling rate of confirmed cases, extent of testing and surveillance feedback from the districts. Those districts which are neither defined as red nor green shall be classified as orange zones. The classification of districts into red zones, green, and orange will be shared by MOHFW with the state and union territories on a weekly basis or earlier as required, while state and UTS can include additional districts as red and orange zones. They may not lower the classification of a district included by MOHFW in the list of red-orange zones. A number of districts of the country have with their boundaries one or more municipal corporation. It has been observed that due to higher population density within the municipal corporations and consequent greater intermixing of people, the incidence of COVID-19 within the boundaries of municipal corporations is higher than in the rest of the districts. In the new guidelines, therefore, it has been provided that such districts will be classified into two zones, that is, one zone for area under the boundaries of municipal corporations and another for the area falling outside the boundaries of municipal corporations. If the area outside the boundaries of municipal corporations has reported no cases for last 21 days, it will be allowed to be classified as one stage lower than the overall classification of the districts as either red or orange. Hence, this area will be classified as orange in case of district is overall red, or as green in case the district is overall orange. This classification will enable more economic and other activities in that area of the district, which is relatively less affected by the incidence of COVID-19, while also ensuring that due caution continues to be exercised so that these areas remain free from COVID-19 cases. This dispensation has been made only in respect of districts having municipal corporations. The most sensitive areas of the country from the spread of COVID-19 point of view and falling within the red and orange zones are designated as contaminant zones. These are areas where there is significant risk of spread of the infection. The contaminant areas would be defined by respective district administrations, taking into account the total number of active cases, their geographical spread, and the need to have well demarcated perimeters from the enforcement point of view. The local authority shall ensure 100% coverage of Arogya Setu app among the residents of contaminant zones. Contaminant zones would have intensified surveillance protocols with contact tracing, house-to-house surveillance, home institutional quarantining of persons based on their risk assessment, and clinical management. Strict perimeter control would need to be ensured so that there is no movement of people in and out of the zones. except for medical emergencies and for maintaining supplies of essentials, goods, and services. No other activity is permitted within the contaminant zones. Under the new guidelines, a limited number of activities will remain prohibited throughout the country, irrespective of the zone. These include travel by air, rail, metro, and interstate movement by road, running of school, colleges, and other educational and training coaching institutions, hospitality services, including hotels and restaurants, places of large public gathering such as cinema halls, malls, gymnasiums, sports complexes, etc., social, political, cultural, and other kind of gatherings, and religious places of worship for public. However, movement of persons by air, rail, and road is allowed for select purposes and for purposes as permitted by MHA. The new guidelines also prescribe certain measures for well-being and safety of persons. Hence, movement of individuals for all non-essential activities shall remain strictly prohibited between 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Local authorities shall issue order under appropriate provisions of law, such as prohibitory orders under Section 144 of CRPC for this purpose and ensure strict compliance. In all zones, persons above 65 years of age, persons with pregnant women, and children below the age of 10 years shall stay at home except for meeting essential requirements and for health purpose. Outpatients departments and medical clinic shall be permitted to operate in red, orange, and green zones with social distancing norms and other safety precautions. However, these will not